I'm blind, and today I'm going to talk about how to deal with unsolicited advice. Now, this is advice that is often given when somebody notices you're going through something or dealing with something, and you have not asked for their support, help, or opinion, and yet they give it to you anyways. So, being blind, you can imagine, I've heard a lot of them. So I'm going to give you 3 examples. Most of mine come with, why don't you just? Okay, so the first one is, why don't you just try squinting? The second one is, why don't you just try using stronger glasses? Or, have you ever tried carrots? I've heard they're good for eyesight. These are all real fun ones to hear. When you're dealing with unsolicited advice, there's 4 different approaches that I'm going to talk about that you can do. So the first one is polite education. So we have to remember that people are not coming at you with these suggestions out of malice or any kind of cruelty. They're actually trying to help, as misguided as it may be sometimes. So a lot of times I'll say, well, actually, blindness doesn't work like that. Let me explain. And I can talk to them about why squinting doesn't actually help my eyes. In fact, it actually hurts them even more, or something like that. The second one is a playful deflection. So you're not really going to be rude, but you're kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever. So I go, yeah, I've really tried everything. I've even tried 3D glasses. They don't do anything for me. It's kind of fun. The third one is a gentle shutdown. So you're not being rude, but you're just not really wanting to talk about it. So you can say, I really appreciate that you're trying to help, but I've actually got it covered. Thank you. And sometimes people will take that badly, but it's actually probably one of the ones I use most often, just because I don't want to be rude with my sarcasm. Because the fourth one is bold sarcasm, and I suggest you use this sparingly. So something like that would be, wow, stronger glasses. I never really thought of that. My doctor will be amazed. I should go call him right now. Kind of rude, but can also be a lot of fun, if you're me. Why can unsolicited advice be harmful? Well, it does actually give the implication that you're not trying hard enough and it's criticizing. It can also be harmful because it's based on assumptions, not complete understanding. And this can be troublesome as well because those assumptions can be spread around if they're given as advice. So when it comes to addressing unsolicited advice, you have 3 main options, right? So we can thank them and educate and, hope that that helps. You can set some boundaries about whether or not you're going to talk about it, or you can just smile, nod, move on if it's really not worth the argument. And sometimes that's my go-to, especially if it's been a long day. But just remember, you don't owe anyone anything. Respond in the way that feels right for you. And for those of you who are hearing that somebody else is dealing with something and you want to give advice, ask yourself first, is this advice or is this an opinion? And did they ask for that advice in the first place? If they didn't, sometimes it's better just to keep it to yourself. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Or if you have any fun anecdotes about unsolicited advice, I'd love to hear that too. Please remember to like, follow, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.